we're just gonna be reading fanfiction, as the story says, as the title says, not the story, dumbass. So we're gonna be reading My Best Friend is My Mate. I know, stereotypical. Well, this is the description. Kenzie is 15, turning 16, while her best friend is 18 and the alpha. He hasn't found his mate yet, but knows who his mate is. As soon as Kenzie hits 16, she will find her mate, but her hopes and dreams are gonna turn when she finds out who it is. It's on Wattpad, and it's made by Lacey is a Queen. Be right back, chat. Sorry for the sudden interruption, chat. Um, as you can see, birth giver called me. I am at home though, so that was a bit weird. So, give me a second and we'll just start reading. Any of you can be reading at the same time. I don't mind. It's on Wattpad, by the way, as you can see by the many open tabs. Well, start reading. Chapter 1. The Beginning. Kenzie's Paw. I started to hear my alarm going off to tell me I had to go to school. I didn't go to a school with humans. Instead, my parents I assume, put me in a supernatural school for vampires, wolves, shapeshifters, etc. I never complained about going, as I always went with my best friend Oliver. I was 15 and almost 16 when he was 18. Yeah, I guess you think it is weird, but I adore him. Cool friend. Cool sunshine, cool. I sighed as my alarm wouldn't stop beeping at me until I stopped it and got up. I was different to all the girls in my school. From my name, You'll would probably be thinking of a tomboy girl with brown hair, etc. But no, I wasn't that. I had long white hair with very light blue eyes and pale tan skin. I was happy that I was almost 16 because I, one, get to meet my mate, two, get to meet my wolf. So okay, so you may now be thinking, this is a wolf book, what the fuck? But yes, you heard me. I groaned as I rolled out of my bed and stumbled to my wardrobe. I lived in the pack house, but you would mainly find me in my room with a book or my art. I glanced around at my light blue walls that were covered with my art and sighed as I opened my wardrobe. I was never a big fan of dark colors like Oliver, but I would like them now and then. All right, sunshine. And he pulled out a light blue tank top and white lace over top and a pair of blue skinny jeans. I grabbed the usual underclothing and a pair of socks, then got dressed before slipping on my white Vans and looked up as I heard a knock at my door. I'm I'm not ready yet, wait. I giggled and pushed the door closed as it began to open. Ugh, you girls these days, I hear Oliver say as I grinned to myself, but put on some makeup and quickly sort my hair out before grabbing my school bag and finally opening the door to see Oliver randomly singing to my favorite song and rolled my eyes. Oliver was a cutie in his own way, but he had short black hair with dark green eyes and pale skin. He was skinny yet muscular, and already had his wolf, which I saw. I laughed at how awful he was singing, and punched him in the arm before he chased me downstairs into the car. Next chapter. Notice me. Kenzie's paw. I walked next to Oliver as he blabbered on about wanting to find his mate. He hasn't found his mate yet, but I never asked him why. But I shrugged it off as we got off to my locker. I opened it. Hey, Kenzie, I heard a voice say, and unpoked my head from my locker to see Justin, my crush since forever. Oh, hey, Justin. I grinned, trying to act cute. I heard you're her 16 in 2 weeks. He told me and I nodded, not realizing the death glare Oliver was giving him. Justin was the boy of all girls' dreams. No, of all girls' dreams, with his short brown hair, BRB. With his short brown hair and surfer's body and light green eyes and tan skin, who wouldn't ask to eat him up? Us and the gays. He looked over my head. I'm kinda short, and looked at Oliver as he lifted his eyebrows. I'll see you later, was all he said before he left. No, don't go, I thought as I watched him walk away, and sighed as I grabbed my books and slapped my locker shut. See you at lunch, Oliver, I told him and walked away as he watched me leave. Oliver's paw. I watched as that is sad, sunshine. I watched as Kenzie and Justin talked like usual friends, but I knew what he was playing at. He was just using her and didn't see it, and she didn't see it. I didn't realize I was glaring at him until he looked over her head at me and walked away. I could tell she was annoyed when she slammed her locker shut and walked away, and all that ran through my head was, "Don't go." Drama already, I see. How's it going, chat? You good? Kenzie's POV, 2 weeks later. I woke up to feel the sun's bright light peek through thoroughly through curtains and looked around to see balloons and flowers from Oliver. Every year he would do this for my birthday, and it's made me smile. Hello? I heard and looked around before frowning. Hi, I'm your wolf. Oh, silly. So, what's my name? How does Fiera sound? Great! Uh, I felt her nod and smile with joy at her happiness. I sat up and looked down at my pink and white striped pajama top and light pink shorts. I sighed as I rubbed my eyes and got up to hear a knock on the door to see Oliver already dressed, ready for the day. Mate! I heard my Fiera gasp and shook my head as he walked into my room, and which as I picked out a light blue dress with white flats and got dressed in the bathroom. I stayed quiet as I came out and oh, why did Roberto do that? As I came back out and tied my hair up with a bow. He's our mate. Fiera whined and I sighed at her. No, Fiera, he's not. I told her, but I couldn't stop but think it, kid, before I looked over at him to see him smile like he knew something that I didn't. Don't tell me. We're mates? I asked and watched as he nodded. I groaned in annoyance and shook my head. But I began to say, but he stopped me. I can't talk right now, Mackenzie. I have I have to go talk to my father, he said before leaving. I sighed again as I watched him leave before leaving too. Sapphire came out of her room and grinned at me, and I shook my head before going downstairs. Sapphire was my second best friend, and she was lucky enough to be mates with her crush. She was beautiful with short blonde hair and dark green eyes with tan skin and a nice hourglass figure called stereotypical lion. Be right back, chat again. Sorry for that third. Be right back. Continue. Oh my god. Once again, sorry, chat. My family's home and I just can't stream at that much at the same time. Just trying my best to. Damn, finally I'm back. Okay, we're going back to reading. Um, I think we left off at Nice Hourglass Figure. Excuse the background noise, that's my little siblings. And it's like, I don't know. Frick, no, you're not supposed to see that. It's like 1 a.m. anyway, so. And 3, 2, 1, continuing. I sighed as she followed me, but she knew she shouldn't start. I'm bored. My wolf whined. I growled in annoyance at her. I got a bowl out of the cupboard and poured some cereal onto it as the others began waking up. Oliver's paused. I guess Mackenzie wasn't happy to be my mate, but I didn't ask for it, and I guess she didn't either. I looked down at my hands and sighed. I really did like her, but she never noticed me. Stop sulking. She'll come around. I heard Leo and sighed again at him, but not in agreement. I stood from Mackenzie's bed and smiled as she came back out of the bathroom. Don't tell me. We're mates, she asked, and I nodded, only to see her looking upset. But, she began, but was cut off as my father told me to go into his office through our wolf link. I can't talk right now, Kenzie. I have to go talk to my father, I told her and went outside of the bedroom, then into my father's office. Kenzie's paw. I soon felt pain further on in the day and realized it was time to train my wolf. I rushed outside and soon I was feeling my muscles twist and twitch and groaned in pain as my wolf form began to show. Can we just acknowledge how painful that must be? To turn into a wolf? I finally changed to my wolf. She was very beautiful, with white fur and silver gray tip on her tail and silver gray paws. We ran to the nearest lake and looked on into it to see she also had a silver gray star on her forehead and gold eyes. We looked up as a black wolf trotted over. He had yellow. Oh my dumbass. Sunshine, you're so dumb. We ran to the nearest lake and looked into it to see she also has. Oh wait, we just read that part. He had yellow stripes on his tail and a yellow moon on his forehead, and I knew it was Oliver. I'm sorry, but I knew you wanted to be Justin's mate, but he is a player. Liar. He is sweet to me. You're cussed jealous, I snarl. I'm not lying. Follow me. Oliver told me, and although I was wishing not to, I had to. Waspad, please load. Part 2 of Chapter 3. We're just gonna ignore Sunshine's message. Me and my wolf continued to follow Oliver and his wolf as we walked along the lake's bend, and soon we came round a corner and hid behind a tree as we spotted Justin and another female wolf. This female had grey fur with black streaks, and his wolf was just black like his heart. I stared in horror as the two were getting close and finally looked away. Are they fucking? Oh, 1 second, chat. Sudden interruptions. I know they're annoying, especially when they're your birth giver. Along the lake's bend, and soon we came round a corner and hid behind a tree as we spotted. Oh, fuck. Now, where are we? I felt Oliver step closer to me and glanced up at him and whimpered softly. Let's go, he whispered through our mate lane, and we walked back to the house. Oh, Oliver and Kenzie, come to my office now, I heard Oliver's father tell us through the wolf link, and we turned back to human form before walking to his office. I have heard you two are mates. I'm pleased, he said as I stood close to Oliver, taking in his warmth. Thank you, father. Oliver nodded, and I looked up at him. I have debated moving your things into Oliver's room. Kenzie, you will stay with Oliver from now on, he told me. I was shocked at first, but nodded slowly and kept quiet. Isn't that illegal for two people of the opposite gender, of the opposite sex, to be roommates? Oliver's father looked back at his son, and I could tell where Oliver got his good looks and great personality from. Not gonna lie, creepy. Borderline creepy. On the full moon, you will be crowned Alpha, and Kenzie will be crowned your Luna. No, no forced marriage, please. No arranged marriages. Very cool, Sunshine. You have a girlfriend, he said, keeping his words simple so it would sink in. We both nodded again, and to me this felt like marriage. It is marriage. I sighed as Oliver's father continued talking, but I was daydreaming when he was. I then finally felt someone bringing me back to the world and realized where I was again. Is that clear, Kenzie? Oliver's father. I smiled and nodded. Good now. Leave. Girl, made my first night with the maid. Yes, Roberto. Yes, indeed. Sunshine's girlfriend is Roberto, to be specific. First night with the maid sounds somewhat like smut start. Is anyone even watching the stream? Pretty sure not. Someone is. Maybe my little brother. Hopefully not. I followed Oliver into his room and looked around the massive room. It was very nice and with a beautiful blue color on the walls, and they even put my artwork up on them and placed my stuff on one side of the bed so it wouldn't mess with Oliver. Yes, you are Sunshine. Are you? Wait, do you mean that you're Oliver? No, Sunshine. On one side of the bed so it wouldn't mess with Oliver's. I sighed and soon felt his arm snake around my waist as he kissed. No! Um, Give me a second. I gotta read a bit forward to see if I can even read this. Okay, a whole paragraph we have to skip. So I grabbed a pair of pajamas and went to get changed in the bathroom. I stripped out my dresses as soon as the clothes. The door was closed and got dressed before entering the door again. You okay? Oliver asked. Ah, nice, mate. This is probably a bad idea. Oliver asked, and I nodded with a small smile. Yeah, just tired. Why did you stop him? Fiera whined, but I ignored her as I climbed into the bed and slid under the covers. Oliver soon joined me, and I turned off my lamp before closing my eyes. Then the nightmares began. To clear it up, a non-con was about to happen. Sing me to sleep. No, no, Sunshine, no, don't. Don't do that. I was running, but I didn't know what from. I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know how I got there, but all I knew was I had to escape. I soon fell over, and the white dress I wore ripped. Tears ran down my face and blood covered the white dress, but I wasn't sure if it was mine till I looked down and gasped. Soon a howl ran through wherever I was and stumbled as I got back up and ran again. I was soon losing strength from the loss of blood. My head was pounding. I could hear snarling and felt teeth latch onto my ankle and bringing me down. A woman stood in front of me, looking like an angel. She was trying to say something, but I couldn't work it out. Soon the words grew louder, grew louder. Kenzie, wake up! But the voice was coming, sounded like Oliver's. I snapped out of the nightmare, covered in sweat and tears, and looked. Oh, oh my God! The angel was Roberto? Oh my God! It all adds up. I snapped out of the nightmare, covered in sweat and tears, and looked up as Oliver's worried face appeared in front of me. Are you okay, baby? He asked. Kinda creepy. No consent, is there? All I could do was nod. My tongue felt swollen, and my throat felt numb and dry as I tried opening my mouth to speak. Same, except no hint. Shh. He coo-eyed me like a mother comforting her child and sat me, passing me a old glass of water. I downed the water like I haven't drank for a year and thanked him quietly. Want to talk about it? He asked, and I shook my head. Try going back to sleep. He told me as I laid back down and closed my eyes. Wait, chat, look, or probably just Sunshine. Let me check how many chapters we have left. Would you, Sunshine, you can message right now, or you can write in chat. Would you like us to read the whole story or just the next few chapters? Because if just write the amount and we'll read them. Pause the stream until you message back. We can't talk about Pokemon, Sunshine. We're reading fanfiction. Lol. Yes, indeed, lol. Mm. Oh, guess we're ending stream now.